Woo. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Mondays in the Meditation Room with Dr. K for Midlife Musing. Today is Monday, May the 9th. No, May the 8th. Woo. No, 7th, 8th, 9th. Woo. Y'all, can I tell y'all? It is May 9th, the Monday after Mother's Day. So happy belated Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there. Welcome to Mondays in the Meditation Room with Dr. K for Midlife Musings. This is our sacred and safe space for all things empowerment and enlightenment for Black women in midlife, where we are redefining midlife, not just a crisis, but a redefining, a reimagining, a rebirthing of ourselves as we enter into this amazing season of our lives. And here's the thing, we do this as a tribe, as a sisterhood together, so that we don't feel like we're in this thing all by ourselves, right? Woo! Hey, Crystal. Hey, Yolanda. It's so good to see you guys. And can I tell you, I'm leaning on my table because I am wore out. So y'all know that I've adjusted from 9 so I can add some margin to my day so I can make sure I practice what I preach, right? So that I power down at 9, give myself time to focus, meditate, pray about the next day or the week ahead, right? And so I've given myself the freedom to be flexible and flow and to just hop on Monday when my schedule allows, knowing that it's recorded so that you might catch me live, right? Or you might catch the replay. And I'm so glad that you guys have been flowing with me. I'm laughing because I'm leaning on my table because for the first time, I on IG, I kind of every now and then post, my health journey, what I'm doing physically for my body, right? And I'm either walking and then I started running. So I do my walk and my runs. And so today I decided that I wanted to take it up a notch because, as you may or may not know, I'm excited because I'm on my journey to 60, and which is in a few weeks. May 24th, I'll be 60. And I said to myself some time ago that I wanted to be in the best possible physical shape that I could be in by the time I got to 60. Of course, I didn't start right away, but once the decision was made and it really started kicking in through this COVID thing and everything, I just really start prioritizing. And so I have literally my goal Sundays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays is yoga, and Mondays and Fridays I try to do some cardio, some length in my cardio, right? And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays I try to do strength. Now that's my blueprint, right? Of course, there's some days where I have compassion for myself. I listen to my body, and if I have to rest, I rest. I have a movement, what I call my movement journal, and I write down every day what I do. And if I don't do anything, I put rest. Or if I do less than what I intend to do, I put that down and I follow it. Well, just been really praying and saying to myself, reviewing as I closed out in April and entered into May, reflecting, what do I want to do? I wanted to take it one step further. So tonight I did my first hike. It was only 30 minutes and it was a Disney theme hike. I thought that would be, fun, right? Yeah, no, Marcel, who's the instructor, did not go light on us just because it was Disney. And can I tell you, I had to push myself to do that hike at 12% incline. And I was talking to myself the entire time, and I was determined to do the hike before I did my live because I didn't want to do the live and then talk myself out of it. And while I was on that tread, and I said, well, I have some things that I've been wanting to talk about on Mondays in the meditation room, especially as I'm on my journey to 60, this major milestone in my life, as we talk about midlife and what that means for us and how we see ourselves and what we want to see. When we look in our reflections, are we seeing our progress and our process as we become the best us who we've always been? But we're taking this time in midlife to unlearn, to release, and to let some things go, right? And to begin to think differently about ourselves as we prioritize ourselves, right? So I was had some things, that I thought maybe we could talk about, but while I was on that tread, um, the thought came to me, that as I was pushing myself a little bit further, um, the change and the transformation that we all need to make, and I say all of us, because when we get to this stage in life, we're dealing with physical challenges, mental and emotional things. If whether you're dealing with hot flashes or not, whether you're dealing with insomnia or not, whether you're realizing you having digestive issues, or you can't really eat what you used to eat, or memory issues, or brain fog, just go ahead and put it in the chat if I hit yours, right? Or all of the above, right? Or you're dealing with aging parents or adult children, or the both, and you're the sandwich generation, or you're looking at your finances and you're not where you want to be at this season in your life. All those things that can overwhelm us and overtake us, regret, all of that, those things, that shame and all of that, those things that really don't do us any good, that don't help us, but we all experience it and go through it. Or maybe you're having a season of funk, like a few days ago I found myself in a funk. My husband and I just, we call it, I'm having a funky day, or, I'm in a funk, or I'm funk. We like Funkology 101. We did when you find yourselves in those moments, be gentle, be kind, and be compassionate with yourself. I found myself in one of those moments and almost let it overtake me. And I said, let's feel this, and let's talk about what the root of it is, and then let's look at it in the lenses of the life that you are trying to create for yourself now. I spent my time in meditation and prayer and talking to God, and the spirit just began to minister to me and lift that funk, that fog. And this is what the Holy Spirit was saying to me as I was walking on that treadmill. Don't put so much on yourself. What is that one thing? What is that one thing that you can commit to yourself to do that will improve your well being? What is that one thing? Because we get all excited and we buying all new workout clothes, or we get on this program, or we paying all this money a month for eating plans or whatever it is. We get all excited and we go gong ho, and then it can overwhelm us. Or if we get a setback, we give up, we get frustrated, we beat ourselves up. And God says some of the biggest improvements happen by 1% improvement. 1%. Oh my God. I love that. And then that reminded me of what I read in the book Atomic Habits, that sometimes we try to do way too much. It overwhelms us because our mind and our body has not begun to recalibrate to that something different, that new lifestyle, that new healthy way of eating, that drinking more water, whatever it is. And so allow yourself to do that, just that 1% small adjustment that you can celebrate. And over time, you will find that the change that you want to see in your life, the change that you want to see in your body, the change that you want to happen in your thinking, your mindset, your thought process, your relationships, how you see your life, it will begin to change. Y'all, so good, right? So what is your goal for your life? What do you want to see? And here's the thing. Tackle one thing at a time. Maybe you want to change your mindset from negative or pessimistic, right? To more positive. Then what can you do? Say, I'm going to say one thing positive about myself you know, once a day, look, or once a week. Whatever it is more than what you've done before. Maybe you want to say, I'm gonna drink more water. And some of these things I'm saying seem so benign, but they're so important. Because do you realize that sometimes you might have a headache, sometimes you might feel lethargic, sometimes you might have some digestive issues, something going on with you. And guess what? All it is that you need to drink more water, right? So, maybe you struggle in that area. Just say, first thing in the morning, I'm just going to drink 8 ounces of water. So the night before you go to bed, put a glass of ounce, 8 ounces of water by your bed. And when you get up in the morning, before you even get out of bed, just chug it down. Or after you brush your teeth, just chug it down. And you will begin to, you'll see that your energy, your outlook, your spirit will be lifted. And will that change everything? No, I'm not saying change everything. Will you not have those funk days where you're in a funk? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that while we are in midlife and so much is going on in our bodies, in our hearts, our minds, and our spirits, as we recalibrate and reprioritize our relationships with people, where our energy is, and acknowledge that our energy is limited, and we want to make choices about what we do with our energy, then turn some of that energy that you give to everybody else and turn it on for you. The priority and the things that you do for everybody else, begin to do it for you. But guess what? I'm asking you, Enlightened Woman Tribe, what is that one thing, that 1% of change that you want to make in your life? Right? What? Come on, put it in the chat if it jumps up to you even right now, or maybe you need some time to get quiet and meditate and go within, journal, and say, what is it that I really need to shift in my life that will change the trajectory of my well being for my future? What is that one thing that I want to do and to change? What is that one thing? Maybe you want to talk to your spouse or your significant other in a more compassionate and kind way so that you can see. Because, can I tell you, in midlife, this can be the most dangerous time for your relationships, for your marital relationships, or your long-term relationships when you're in midlife, because you are changing, you are transforming. You are not the same woman you always were. Your meters are different, right? And if they are in midlife as well, they're going through the same thing. And sometimes, if we're not doing that inner work, before you know it, that relationship is hanging on by a thread, right? Or it's in danger. Um, because a lot of times, um, in midlife, marriages end, and sometimes that's a good thing, but sometimes that doesn't necessarily have to be the outcome in midlife. So maybe your 1% is you realize that your relationship is important to you. So what is that 1% thing you want to do um, to safeguard your relationship and make it something that comes out even stronger through midlife? Because let me tell you, it's going to change because you're changing. But you absolutely deserve a thriving, um, what I want to say, a thriving, uh, fulfilling, meaningful, fun relationship, and especially a marriage relationship. Exciting, adventurous. Does that mean everything is going to be perfect from now on? No, but that's a part of it. But by and large, does it bring you joy and meaning, right? So maybe that's your 1%, or how you deal with your grown children or your aging parents or your coworkers, and most of all, yourself, right? So that what is that 1%? What is that one thing you want to focus on in your life, in your well-being, in midlife, right? Is it your mindset? Is it your body? Is it how you're talking about yourself? Or maybe it's your freedom, or maybe you want to find your voice and use your voice. Maybe you want to stop second guessing yourself. That's a whole nother time, right? Maybe you want to stop dumbing down or dumbing yourself down or hiding your light or your shine or saying, I think I want to wear fuchsia today. And you stop saying, oh, I can't wear that. I don't need to wear that. Mm-mm. Step outside the box. So maybe that's that one thing you want to do, right? So I'm just excited about that and watch how it begins to overflow in your life, right? That one thing for me was consistent movement of my body. I have a movement journal and I date it in advance and then I go back through and I fill it out as my week goes by and it encourages me, it empowers me. I look back over it and I can say, wow, I did that. I'm doing that. Why? Because my health, my well-being, I had a health scare and that thing was like, let's not, right? And I made up in my mind that I was going to prioritize my health. Does that mean, I get it right all the time? No. Or that is going to be perfect? No. But at least that's something that was important to me. And when my husband and I did our vision board that we shared with our power couples, that was, I realized when I went back and looked at it, everything on, not everything, but a lot of it was about peace, about well being, about health, right? About being strong, spirit, soul, mind, and body. So that meant to me that that's my vision of my life, that I want to do that and then share it. And so I was like, yes. And as you know, and if you saw, if you follow me on Facebook, on IG, we are entering into I Want to Thank Me campaign. And that's one of the things I want to say to myself. I want to thank me for prioritizing my well being and then taking steps to do so. What do you want to? So I'm going to be inviting you. Prayerfully, we can get the settings all set up this week where you'll be able to come to the Facebook, the Enlightened Woman Facebook page and share your I Want to Thank Me testimony, whether you do a video or a written testimony and join our I Want to Thank Me campaign. So we're working out some little technical difficulties right now to make sure you'll be able to post on the page with approval, and then it'll be able to show up. And so for me, that's one of the things I want to thank me for prioritizing my health and well-being. And I know you have something that you want to thank yourself for too, right? Because this is the season to do it right now, right? And let me remind you, if you haven't bought the Enlightened Woman book, I'm inviting and reminding you to do that or buy some and make a gift to it to another sister that you know might be going through this. And it's a combination book workbook that helps you jumpstart your midlife journey and to know that you're not by yourself. Can y'all commit to sharing that with somebody for me? Share the book and invite them to go to Amazon and get it. You can reach out to me as well to get that book in their hands because I'm telling you, books change my life. Reading really is fundamental and it expands your thinking because you can be in a box and think you don't have any recourse or you're not going to get better or you don't, and you'll be surprised what resources that are out there to support you and to encourage you, right, to absolutely live your best life. And or when you're going through a tough challenging time, right, that will encourage you to read other people's stories and testimonies that have made it through. Woo! I absolutely love y'all. I love it. Sister Max say her one thing, self-expression. Ooh, can I tell y'all? This is the last thing I'm gonna tell y'all, and then we're closing out so I can start my evening powering down ritual. Um, that what I have found, and even in research, that a lot of the physical illnesses and things that we're dealing with in our body is stagnant, unexpressed, and repressed emotions. So that, Sister Max, is so powerful. Self-expression, whether it's in art, whether it's in dance, whether it's in song, or whether it's just speaking out in that moment instead of leaving in that moment. I should have said this, right? Or not saying what you need to say. That don't mean you cussing people out or nothing, anything like that. I'm just saying that you find your voice and you use it and you speak out for yourself, speak up for yourself. You voice your truth, right? Or maybe you even speak up for someone else. But when we repress those things, hold things in, I guarantee your body will begin to register it and it will begin to affect you, right? A lot of the illnesses that we deal with is nothing but stagnant energy, anger, frustration, sorrow, grief. Allow yourselves to grieve, not just over loss of a loved one, but a loss of a way of being, a way of doing things, your norm. Many of us are dealing with PTSD even from this pandemic, right? We're still stressed. People have lost livelihoods, people have lost retirement, jobs, family, for just grief. And we don't know how to process it because we're not always taught and given the skills and permission and space. You get to emote and grieve, and most of all, express yourself. Amen. Yes, I absolutely love y'all. So pray about that. Think about that. Go into meditation. Get still. What from what you see, you have to have a vision for yourself and for your life. What do you see? And then what is that one thing, that 1% change, adjustment, that minor adjustment you can make in your life to head in that direction? All right, so follow me on IG, Kelly V. Hayes, or Facebook, The Then Light Woman, so you can look for the I Want to Thank Me campaign so that you can share on the feed that one thing, that thing you want to thank yourself for. I absolutely love y'all. This is my heart's passion, and I get joy to be able to share with you. I'm looking forward to having some guests on for the rest of the month, and that we could share and talk about our journeys to whatever milestone we're in this season in our lives. So excited about that. I love to chop it up with the sisters on Mondays in the meditation room. And I may or may not be on fifth Monday. We're going to be doing some traveling. And if I do jump on, it's going to be fun and exciting. So if you don't see me on a Monday, don't fret. I'm somewhere getting some rest or chilling or partying, because I plan to party not just the rest of May, but to the end of the year as I kick off into a new year. Absolutely love y'all. Celebrate and love on yourself and allow yourself to enjoy this sacred season of midlife. It's the best season ever. It's what we make it, and I'm so glad we can do it together. Love y'all. Have an amazing night. See you soon.